I've had a number of people ask me, Bill, how do you make your spicy chicken soup? Well, guess what? I'm going to show you how to make spicy chicken soup today. Got that coming up right now. Now, I'm going to walk you through how I make my spicy chicken soup. And first of all, we're going to take a look at the ingredients that we're going to use here today. Okay, we're going to go over the ingredients for Bill's spicy chicken soup. First of all, I have 3 pounds of chicken breasts that are defrosting in the microwave right now. And then, of course, salt and pepper. And then probably the most important ingredient is Frank's red hot wing sauce, buffalo sauce. That's what we use. I have a large onion that is chopped. I have 3 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I have 4 zucchinis that are diced. And I also have 2 Progresso chicken broths. They are 32 ounces apiece. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and saute the mushrooms, the onions, and then the zucchini. We'll get all that together, and that will be first. And then we'll go ahead and get the chicken started. So let's go ahead and get started with that now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and saute the mushroom onions. And you'll notice I'm using water because I want it to be healthy. I'm not using any type of cooking oil. And then as soon as we get these looking good, we're going to go ahead and put them in a pan that will actually be used for leftovers. And then I'll go ahead and get the mushrooms and then last the zucchini. Okay, now we got the onions sauteed. We're going to go ahead and take care of the mushrooms now. And I do go ahead and add a little water in here as I did with the onions. And one of the other things I like to do when I'm sauteing is I like to put in a little bit of pepper, just a little, not a lot, and also a little bit of salt. So I believe in imparting flavor in the whole cooking process here. So we're going to go ahead and get these sauteed, and then we'll work on the zucchini. Now, one of the other things that I like to do when I'm sauteing mushrooms is, because I'm using water, it does create a lot of what I'll call juice in there. I pour that juice in with the sauteed onions and the sauteed zucchini, and that will go into the chicken soup tonight. Because again, it really does help to impart some flavor. Now we're finally sauteing the zucchini, and again, like I said, I like to help impart flavor in all parts of the cooking process. I'm going to put just a little bit of salt and just a tad of pepper on here. It's time to cook the chicken, and you can see about 3 pounds of chicken breasts in here. It equated to, I actually have three breasts here, so that's good. Now the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and salt and pepper each one of the breasts here. You can see I probably have, I'm estimating about a half a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup of water, because this is going to be the quote-unquote stock for your broth. Let's go ahead and get some pepper on here. And this is the time you want to go ahead and not be shy about your spices. Now in this part, I highly recommend using almost a 1/4 cup of Frank's hot sauce and pour it directly over each of the breasts and let it get in there. Just one quarter, not a quarter for each one, but just, as you're putting it in here, you can see, just kind of drizzle it over the breasts. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to let these cook until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees. And then we're going to transfer everything to that pot over there, including the 2 32-ounce chicken broths to help impart some flavor. So stay tuned. Trust me when I say this is good, this is good. I have had so many people talk about this and ask about this, and I said, you know what, instead of just sending out a recipe, I'm just going to go ahead and show everybody how I do it. So this is what we're doing. But I can tell you, having that Frank's hot sauce on here, buffalo sauce, makes a world of difference, and it is just unbelievably right spicy. So let's get these breasts done and get everything in there. Now, one of the things that I do, and I wanted to show you this, I flip the breasts over. This helps them cook just a little bit faster. And as always, again, we definitely hit them with the pepper, with the salt. And just a tad of Frank's. We don't, not a lot, just like I'm gonna say, maybe a 1/16 of a quarter cup, if there's any, if I can try to portion that out. Don't want a lot, just want to get some to get it in there. Especially, you can see there's some cracks and crevices in that breast. We want to get that in there, help impart that flavor. So again, not a lot, we're just doing it on here, and this will definitely help get these breasts done. Now, I went ahead and cut up all the chicken in there, so it's going to be in good sized chunks. It is done. Let's go ahead and get that into the stock pot here. We'll get that on the burner there. Now we're going to go ahead and add the 2 broths in here. Chicken breasts are nice because you don't get a lot of fat with them, but of course the fat imparts the flavor. So to get that flavor back, that's why I use chicken broth, and preferably I prefer to use Progressive. And you got to be careful how you put this in, because otherwise you're going to get it splashed back in the face. All right, we got one of those in. Let's go ahead and get the other one in. Okay, we added both of those in. Now we're going to add the mushrooms, onions, and zucchini. And the nice thing is we can reuse this for the leftovers. Now, one of the things I highly recommend, and my parents taught me early on when they taught me how to cook, was to clean as you go. It makes a big difference. But like I said, again, with these, there's no need to clean these because we're going to go ahead and use these for leftovers tonight. Now, one of the things that's optional, but I do recommend, is to add just a little bit more Frank's. Not much, because you've already added quite a bit. And for me, it's kind of like just a tad right there. Let's go ahead and get everything stirred up. Now we're going to bring this to a boil. We're probably going to let it simmer probably no more than 15 or 20 minutes as the chicken's done in there. We don't want the chicken to get too rubbery. Maybe even only 10 minutes. So I can hardly wait till it's ready because I'm hungry. Also, since this is soup, we're going to go ahead and have some noodles with the soup here tonight. You can see we're waiting for everything to boil here, and then like I said, probably about no more than 10 minutes to simmer before it's ready. As I said, the chicken's already cooked because I checked that, so it looks great. It really does. I'm very excited about this. And here we have the finished product. I'm going to go ahead and put this over some noodles, and we're going to see how it tastes. Here's the finished product. Let's see how it tastes. Well, the final verdict is it is just absolutely spot on perfect according to my beautiful wife. Now, of course, she has to empty half the container of salt in there for her sodium levels, but for me, it tasted absolutely fine. And she said as far as the spicy level was, you can tell it is definitely spicy. So there it is for my spicy chicken noodle soup. Just a little, not a lot, but it does help impart some flavor into this.